Fringe World is on. So it kicked off on the 23rd of Jan, and it's a jam-packed program with free and fun entertainment to keep for the whole family. And it's one of those things that there's the magical garden, like you can go down and have drinks at the garden. There's just all these different talented and creative people that are coming to Perth. And one such we have on the line is Henry Choo. How are you going, Henry?
Hi, I'm well, thanks, Abby. How are you?
Super, thank you. Now tell us a little bit about your part of Fringe Festival and the role that you're playing.
Right, well, I'm involved in an opera called Anna Bolena, and it's essentially a story of Anne Boleyn and her relationship, or rather the demise of her relationship with King Henry VIII. I'm playing the role of Lord Ricardo Percy, who is essentially childhood friend of Anna's before she becomes queen, and Anna is actually his first love. So, typical, I'm a tenor, and I should say it's sort of a typical situation where, the tenor plays the romantic lead trying to win the affections of the queen. But in reality, because of the situation, because she is queen, all I can really expect to have is an affair. But she being remaining true and noble, says no, which I've got to say, tenor's not really used to that.
No, absolutely. No one says no to a tenor. What is that? Now, is it a bit tongue-in-cheek, or is it is it a serious opera? Because I think with Fringe we get a bit of a mixed bag, don't we?
The beauty about Fringe is that, you've got this wonderful variety of different art forms, different performance arts, and from that perspective, whilst I make it out to be a bit tongue-in-cheek, but it isn't actually tongue-in-cheek. It's actually serious opera, but it's accessible serious opera. The tongue-in-cheek is sort of my own personality coming through. Do jokes all the time. But look, it is actually, there are some seriously good singers in this cast. We have Anna being played by Jenna Robertson. We've got King Henry being played by Michael Heath. And they're both local Perth people. And we're actually being accompanied by a 35-piece orchestra.
Wow.
It's the real deal. It's not it's not a small-scale production at all.
Absolutely, and I think something like Fringe makes opera more accessible to the every person. So someone who may not have considered, or I guess to even have the opportunity to tour, it's something that, it's great to have that kind of exposure nationally.
Yeah, look, it'd be wonderful if OperaBox, down the track have the ability to tour this particular production. But that's really something for their committee and, for them to discuss. But you're right, Fringe is a wonderful platform to introduce opera to people who otherwise wouldn't think about opera as an art form that they might think that they might enjoy. The good thing about, this particular opera, of course, it's sung in Italian, but we do have English subtitles. So every step along the way, you are able to, follow the story, follow the action, and what's going on.
Also, Henry, how many performances are you putting on?
We're putting on 3 public performances with a preview performance. So the preview performance is actually tomorrow at... I'm sorry, I'm not a local Perth person. It's just escaped my mind. However, unfortunately, or rather fortunately, the preview performance is actually sold out, so we can't actually sell you tickets to that anymore.
Always a good indication.
That certainly is. The opening night performance, however, is at St Hilda's Performing Arts Centre, and that's also the same venue for the second performance. So that's on the 28th is the opening night, and then the 31st is the second performance. And then the final performance is on the 4th of February, which is out in Sorrento, and that's at Sacred Heart.
Oh, wow. Well, they have a really great theatre centre there at Sacred Heart, so that'd be perfect.
Hey, Henry, it's Harvey Deegan speaking, mate. Just clarify, how are you, matey? Clarify your role a bit more in regard to Lord Percy, because people might be confusing Lord Percy, who had a little fling with Anne Boleyn, which is, I think, the Lord Percy you're playing, with a fictional character in Rowan Atkinson's Blackadder.
No. In actual fact, I am actually, my character, Lord Ricardo Percy in the opera, is actually based on the historical figure of Lord Henry Percy. I think the reason why they've changed his name to Ricardo Percy is because you would just get confusing to have too many Henrys on stage, when you've got King Henry and Lord Henry. So I think they've, from a dramatic sense, they've changed the name, but he is actually based on Lord Henry Percy, who was the 6th Earl of Northumberland, and as you correctly say, had a thing with Anna Bolena.
Brilliant. Well, if people want to get tickets, Henry, what's the best avenue? Is it via fringeworld.com.au or is there different channels?
It certainly is. I think the best way is via the Fringe page. Although OperaBox do have their own Facebook page, so do look them up on Facebook if you're a Facebook user. But as a general rule, I think fringeworld.com.au is your best bet.
Absolutely. And I guess for people that may not have considered opera as a form of entertainment before, don't be scared. It really is the most classic form of entertainment. It's just dramatic and all things you could hope for. And we've only heard the best things about this production. So thank you so much for coming on, Henry.
On Henry.
Thanks very much for your time.
See you, mate. Yeah, sounds good. We'll go to that.
Fringe World. Just have to get involved. So that's fringeworld.com.au for more tickets.